Tom Birchall is my name, 7-digit business builder and entrepreneur, and I love helping entrepreneurs and business owners learn how to master business so that you can build the business of your dreams and begin to live life on your terms. So I had this conversation with an entrepreneur last week, and it was around, what are you doing when nobody's looking? And it has an element of mystique, but more importantly, it gets down to character, your beingness, who you are, and what you're made of. I did a series on sales last week, a 5-part series, and one of the things about sales is that people buy people. And if you believe that and follow through on that, what follows up from that is, well, okay, if people buy people, then I need to be more aware of me and my character and what I put out. I called it connective tissue out into the world. And so I want to challenge you with being mindful of who you are, because that's what it comes down to, this key word, this key phrase around the word who. And who you are is your character, your essence, your beingness, and how you show up in the world. And the root of that, in my opinion, works back to what you do when nobody's looking. And I wanted to share with you 5 things I do when nobody's looking. Number 1, I wear a collared shirt. Most of these videos you're going to see me wearing a collared shirt. And on Friday, today, it is more casual. I'm wearing a rugby shirt from my alma mater, University of Waterloo. Go Warriors. And I wear a collared shirt on purpose. As an entrepreneur and business owner, a lot of us work from our homes. And I have for over a decade. When I was in the corporate world, I worked from home. But here's the thing. Working from home, as a coach, consultant, entrepreneur, whatever it is that you do, we can sometimes get a little bit casual, a bit lazy. And so one of the things that I did is I decided I would put on a collared shirt and wear a shirt as if I was going to the office. And I made this mindset that my office was the office, like I had in my corporate job. And typically it's a dress shirt. And the other thing I do is I roll up the sleeves. You'll probably always, if there's a picture of me with a collared shirt on, the sleeves are rolled up. I put on a collared shirt because I'm going to work. And I roll up my sleeves because I'm going to get busy, get some elbow grease going, get some grit and grind happening. So that's number 1. Number 2, I play an anthem in my shower when I have a shower. Every day when I have a shower, I play my anthem. I picked a song that makes me feel good, that makes me full of confidence and energy. And I built the shelf that sits on the door for the shower. And I put a couple of computer speakers up on the shelf. So it's in the shelf at the back, away from where the water comes out. So it doesn't get wet at all. But I can plug in my phone and I can listen to podcasts and I can listen to my anthem. And I picked a song, and for 2 years, every day, every shower, I listen to my anthem. That's just something I do. Consistency. And it builds my confidence and it makes me feel good and I have fun. Because music, I'm a musician. I play the drums and I sing. And music is wonderful for our soul and changing our state. Number 2 or 3, smoothie every day. Nutrition is a big deal. Nutrition and feeding our bodies is really significant. I have had a life-saving surgery. I have 2 feet of my intestinal tract snipped out. I got a big 9-inch gash on my belly and I almost died. And after that, I thought I have got to get good nutrition happening. Bought a Vitamix, did a bunch of research. It's a whole other story. But every day, about 50% of my nutrition becomes immediately bioavailable and I feed my body. I drink my breakfast. I took the meal of the day that was the worst, because breakfasts in North America are sugary, poor meals. So I took the worst meal of the day, I made it the best. It is like the best, most nutritious. So when nobody's looking, I am having amazing nutrition. Number 4, I don't care you have a business card. In the series I did on sales, I talked about being a pro, and that most of the examples we have around us are people being amateur salespeople. And what I found, I did this experiment, and it was long and lengthy. It took years. And it was through the course of giving away thousands and thousands of business cards. I got so that I would actually research, I would follow up with people, not to have a meeting or what we talked about, but I actually was just wanting to find out what they did with the business card. And most people, 8 out of 10 people, had a good conversation with me and they were positive with it. And the business card is typically sitting on their desk somewhere in their spot. And it's usually by the phone. And they're like, oh, Tom, yeah, I was going to call you, but I just been so busy and I'm glad you called and followed up. I flipped around my process. Don't want to get into all the training on it, but I collect cards. I don't give them away. I collect cards. So if you want to get into a pro level of sales, stop giving away your card or relying that anybody, no matter how great the conversation was at a networking event or when you met someone was, but when you give them your card, don't trust they're going to call you, no matter how much they say they're going to. And I even practiced with this. I experimented with this. I would say, so you're going to call me? Yeah, Tom, don't worry. I said, like, really? Yeah. And I even challenged them a third time. I've had a lot of people tell me that, then they don't call me back. No, I'll call you. Yeah, no, you can rely on me. Guess what? Never got a call. So own your process, collect cards, and if they want your contact information, just say, hey, because most people have tons of cards, right? They buy a box of 500 and never give them away. I was not like that. I was a professional salesperson. I gave away thousands and thousands, boxes and boxes and boxes of cards. And I only had like dozens of callbacks. But 80% of the people wanted to talk to me. So I thought, I need to change something. Let's make a system change. Let's get practical. So I stopped giving out cards. I started collecting them. And if they wanted one, I'd grab a second card from them and I'd write my contact information on it. And I'd stroke out and I'd ask them permission. Can I stroke out the front of your card? Because people will give it away. Oops. That happened a lot because when I followed up in my experimenting and my follow-up on my research, I would ask them, what'd you do with that card? Because remember you wrote on the back of it? He said, yeah, Tom, you know what? Later in the evening, I was networking more. I just saw my card and I gave it away to someone. And I realized when I got home, I looked at the backs of all my cards and I thought, that Tom guy gave me his card. Where is it? And it's like, oh, I gave it away to someone else. So stroke off their card so when they look at it, they don't give it to someone else. What else do I do when nobody's looking? I honor the customer before my own profit. I honor my customer before my own profit. In my amateur sales days, I didn't do that. I admit it. I was greedy for a sale. I wanted to just get a sale. Then when I realized that going pro was that next level, and I went up to that level, I stopped doing that, and I started honoring the customer. It's like this. Put the customer at the center of the universe and have an attitude of service. I have a long-term view, not a short-term. I used to have short-term. When I was an amateur, I had a short-term view. It was just to get the sale. But when I went pro, I made the choice, wait a minute, I need to have a long-term view here. Wait a minute, I need to put the customer at the center of the universe, not my product or service. An amateur will put their product or service at the center of the universe and walk around convincing everybody, look at my product, look at my service, look at my product, look at my service. No, hey, you, look at my product, look at my, yeah. Nah. That's what gives salespeople a bad reputation and makes people feel yucky, not good, uncomfortable, awkward, offended, not want to talk to you. But when you go pro and you put your customer at the center of the universe and you say, how may I serve you? What are your needs? Ask them questions. How can I help you? How can I serve you? What is best for you? Changes everything. You start having a customer for life. You start to have an experience and an exchange and a discussion with them where they feel honored. They feel appreciated. They're like, yeah, I want to talk to that Tom guy. Yeah. You know what? That Tom guy last night when I was networking, like, he's one of the guys that really stood out. That's what begins to happen. Because you're doing something very specific. You're putting the customer at the center of the universe, not your product or service. Those are 5 things that I do when nobody's looking. I wanted to share with you and challenge you to pay attention to those things that you do when nobody is looking. Gonna wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in. Tom Birchall is my name, 7-digit business builder and entrepreneur. And I love teaching entrepreneurs and business owners how to master business so that you can build the business of your dreams and live life on your terms. We'll catch up with you soon.